breaking in over here with some valves and then jumping in. So I sort of have an idea of where the potential big bombs might be. So it's pretty much going to be around the Infernos. And my phone just froze. Oh wait, never mind, just kidding. My phone did not freeze. It's not letting me zoom in. So, oh, there we go. Now it's letting me zoom in. So, pretty much, the big bombs most likely are going to be around here where these dots are. Or at least that's where I've dealt with them before. Most likely there isn't going to be any Teslas, because usually you want to put big bombs around the Infernos for an anti-2 base. So pretty much my main thought process is I want to make sure that I secure this 2-star because this is an anti-2 base. We don't really want to waste any attacks, any 10v11 attacks or anything like that. We'd rather just have a higher chance of getting 10v10s. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to Earthquake right here. The reason why I don't want to take more jump spells is because bowlers tend to act a little differently with jump spells. You know, they have that little stall moment where they kind of jump, but they jump real slowly, so I don't want that to happen. I just rather them just go straight to the base. So that's the reason why I want to Earthquake, because there's 2 Infernos that they're going to be dealing against. So I'd rather just have them go through right away with no stopping. So pretty much, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to also be placing some golems right here. Pretty much in this section. And then after that, I'm just going to do a line right here of witches and bowlers, and it's pretty much just going to be a line just to kind of create a nice funnel. That way not everything goes around. I'll probably start from outer to inner, but pretty much the line of bowlers is going to help out a lot. And then I'm going to place a jump spell right here. I'll most likely be raging closer to the beginning section around here. And what I'm going to go ahead and do as well is I'll be healing my troops around this section right before they get to the Inferno, because they're going to be dealing with a lot of splash damage due to those wizard towers. So because of the wizard towers being there, that definitely makes me want to use a heal spell here around this section, so that once they deal with these wizard towers and they're about to go deal with the Infernos, they're going to be fully healed, guys. So then I'm going to place another jump spell around this section. So by then, my troops are either going to have a perfect split or they're going to decide to go to one side. If anything, if my troops don't happen to get to the middle, I'm pretty sure my queen's going to get to the middle. So I'll be placing rage spells depending on where the troops go. I'll either place another one here, another one there, depending on where they go. And then after that, I'll use the queen ability. I probably won't have to use it till closer to the middle of the base. Most likely it's going to be for the Infernos, if anything. But if not, I'll just use it whenever the queen's looking weak. And it's pretty much should be game from here, guys. If it's not a 3-star, it's going to be a solid 2, and this is going to be a fresh hit, guys. Like I said, we don't really want to waste any 10 hits. We want to try to increase our chances of getting 10v10s a lot better. So it's better just for us to hit fresh and try to get a solid 2-star on these anti-2 bases. That way the next person can feel better of trying to attempt the 3-star and not have that pressure of trying to get the 2 and trying to attempt the 3 at the same time. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get started. And I'll be showing you the next part here in a bit. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Hola, chat de
Alright, guys, so for this attack, pretty much what I'm looking at, the reason, I'm just going to kind of recap it real quick. The reason why I'm going to Earthquake right there where the clan castle is because it's going to give me access to both Infernos. So that's the main thing. And I also wanted to point out, guys, so I did do a live attack for this one, but my phone, once I replayed the replay of the live attack, I noticed that it sounded real weird, and for some reason the microphone is just acting up on my iPhone. So I'm pretty much talking over my live attack at this point, so that's why you don't really hear anything. So just kind of warning you why it sounds a little bit differently. So pretty much right now what I'm clicking on is the archer tower. So at first I was going to place the golem on the mortars, but then I realized that the range was a little far away. So because of that, I decided, you know what, it's better if I place both of the golems on the archer tower, because what's going to happen is that those mortars, once they lock onto the golem, they're going to shoot on each golem. You know what I mean? So because that's gonna happen, and the mortars are gonna be targeting each golem, it's gonna be to where the mortars are gonna be distracted with the golems and the boulders that I'm gonna place at the back. The line of boulders that are gonna be in the back, they're not gonna be targeted by those mortars. So that's gonna make it to where the boulders and the witches are gonna stay alive longer. Believe it or not, those mortars can actually do some work, especially when they start targeting your boulders. A few shots from the mortars can definitely take them down. So I want to keep them alive as long as possible. So that's why I'm going to place the golems the way I'm going to do it. So anyways, guys, I was just kind of checking my army to see if everything looked good. Now I'm going in. So pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm going to be placing an earthquake, the earthquake spells right there, because you want to place them early on in the game. You don't want to forget about them, so that's the main thing. So then I decided to place the golems kind of like I said. For some reason that second golem decided to kind of take a little maneuver and went around a little bit. Wasn't too much of an issue, guys. And then I spread my bowlers and witches. So right here I kind of stayed a little quiet. I didn't really talk in the video too much the first time that I filmed it, because, you know, kind of trying to make sure that everything goes right. So then I placed the poison spell, guys, and as you can see, I placed the heal spell right where I wanted it, because then that kind of heals everything right before they're about to deal with both infernos simultaneously. So now I placed another rage spell in the middle, thinking that my boulders were all going to go to the middle, and even though I earthquaked, some of the boulders ended up going around. I wasn't too worried at this point because I knew that the queen was in the middle, taking down the inferno, and then was able to target the second inferno with the queen ability. And then right here, guys, I noticed that there was a big bomb that the king triggered. So good thing that the king triggered the big bomb, because as you can see, I'm going to be dealing with some wizard towers here in a bit. And I figured at this point that the other bomb tower, not bomb tower, the other bomb was going to be mirrored on that side. So I was a little worried because I'm dealing with a wizard tower and I'm also going to be dealing with a bomb tower. I thought that my troops would for sure die. Luckily, my troops were pretty healed at this point, so they were able to stay alive and make it through that first marker, which was very critical and important for this attack. And the skeletons were able to keep reproducing because of the witches, and at this point I already figured it was going to be game over, guys. So that is the reason why that happened. As far as this 3-star, very happy that everything worked out the way it did. I was a little disappointed in my bowlers at first because they didn't go to the middle, so that was disappointing. But I still ended up getting the 3-star because the queen did go through the middle, so that was the main plan, making sure that the queen goes in the middle. So let's just go ahead and re-watch that one more time. The debriefing moment after the attack. So pretty much with this one, I am glad that I started the way I did, because like I said, it's important to look at the mortars, because believe it or not, those mortars might seem like they don't do much, but when you have a group of bowlers and they get targeted by those mortars, they can be taken care of pretty quickly. So it's always important to try to protect your bowlers, which is the reason why I place both golems on each section, to make sure that those those mortars targeted my golems. So because of that allowed my bowlers to stay alive longer and for me to create a funnel better, because then I don't have to worry about my boulders being targeted by the mortars or dying. So anyways, guys, the earthquake, I believe it was a very great choice to bring that in, and the reason for that is because sometimes troops act a little weird when it comes to the jump spell. They might not take it, and I've run through that problem several times. I tend to do it when I know for sure that there's way too many options for the troops to go to. So in this case, I wanted to make sure that they would go straight to the middle, and even then, they still didn't want to go through that route. So I knew that the queen will most likely get it, and that's the reason why I sent them all to the middle, because I knew that they would either take one pathway or the other, or kind of have like a solid split. Unfortunately, most of my troops, they preferred a certain route, which was the one going from 9 to 6. The good thing is that the queen was right in the middle, and I saved her power for that specific reason. And the reason why I waited so long for the Grand Warden ability was because I figured there would be no big bombs, because there was no space at all for these big bombs to be placed at the top section where the eagle was. So I figured, you know what, there's no point in me wasting my eagle arts, my Grand Warden ability at the very beginning. So I figured that it was best to use it towards the middle where they would deal with the Inferno or see some big bombs. In this case, because I saw that big bomb over there, I figured that it would be mirrored, so I knew that I would run into trouble at this point as the raid was going, because this was a fresh hit, so I didn't know where all the traps were. But it's kind of easy to figure out with these anti-2 bases, because, for instance, I know that they're not going to put Teslas closer to the middle, or, rarely, because that's going to make it to where, it draws troops in. So usually they'll have them out, and I figured that there would be some big bombs in the middle section just to kind of avoid the 10v11 Valk dive and stuff like that. So this is more of an anti-2 base, not really an anti-3. So that's the risk that you're running in. So that's why our clan pretty much ran all anti-3, because we wanted to make sure, since we knew that we were going to be hit several times by Town Hall 11s, we wanted to make sure that our bases would stand. So anyways, guys, this is the final part of this attack, and very sorry for the audio portion. I'm not sure what happened to my phone. I believe because it's fallen many times, it's not recording as well, and it's not getting my voice that much. But thanks again for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys next time, and don't forget to keep calm and clash on.